Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kunzakal series, the Pannonian Avars series, the Carpathian series, whatever you want to call it. But let me tell you, this series is in the late thousands AD, and then it'll probably take about an episode or two to get into the 1100s, which would still be part of the High Medieval era. But let me tell you about my future plans for this series, as far as, recordings and posting is concerned. The future of the Pannonian Avars series. I plan on continuing to record this series up until at least, let's say by the end of February or around early May. And then at that time, that's when I will put that series to rest, because again, the only issue with that series I have is that I accomplished it, as far as major goals is concerned, way earlier than expected. And you would figure that, I don't know, you get bored pretty easily. But no, I plan on continuing this series till at least until the mid 1200s or something. Because, that whole late medieval era thing. It's not available till 1200, so over 1200, then I will be recording the last couple of episodes in that era. I like how you said era, Lord Master, because of the area you live in. People say, some people say era, others, from where I come from, say error. But now that we're looking at innovations here, no doubt during this episode, Knighthood will be discovered, which as a reminder, children completing their education with a martial education focus gain the students of Knighthood trait, and also increases a little bit more knight effectiveness and slightly up on the direct vassal opinion. And as you saw the last two episodes of this series for this week, that we have been very, very effective of the use of knights as some sort of special forces unit or something. As you look at the knight effectiveness here, all those combinations, including being still a warlike court, master of the horse, and the domain. Yes, sir. And one more thing regarding the increased knight effectiveness. And you thought those knights are going to be effective? Oh, you just wait. Because we are currently adopting another culture, so that's not going to happen until a little bit more later, where we will have this only the strong tradition, where knights must have at least 12 prowess, and the blade master traits have additional bonuses, and the martial education traits also grant prowess. I mean, yeah, it'll increase the men-at-arms recruitment cost, but it'll increase the number of knights. Even if we have a less prestigious ruler, we still have a good number of knights. But there's a 100% increase of knight effectiveness to go along with that. While all of our holdings here will have a reduced levy size. And to make it up for it, we will have our knights. Because levies aren't everything, neither is men-at-arms. We only want these men here, the best. But do not forget that we also have our very first shield maiden of Jelen. Even though shield maiden is a Nordic term that describes those female combatants up there of legend. But it should be noted that we're only using that term just out of audience convenience. So, for the lack of a better term, it could be also be alternately known as female knights, because in Catholicism, it's male dominated, not equal, and as well as our culture, martial, men only. And we only use right to prove as a way to bypass them, should anybody wish to be a shield maiden. Any great fighting woman is to be. A shield maiden. Yes. Now, let's get down to some business. The need to tell. My secrets are uncomfortable burdens I can never put down, but if I just share them with someone, they might be lighter to carry. I feel certain that Duke Tiggerly will understand. Come closer. I have something to confess. I did not confess. I just confessed to a certain someone, but I fear that he's going to tell. He knows my murder secret. What? Where? A peasant uprising? You got it. I'll be on your beck and call. I wish there's this ability where you just raise knights only and nobody else. Like, does it have to be like this? No, they just get removed. So, okay. Raise all. Takes 4 days. And then you got the knights. Yeah, they're just peasants. We'll have them dealt with in a bit. Actually, the leader is over there. So we'll take him out first. You can just go and get yourself disbanded. You're a friend now. Chile. I know that place. Used to know it back in EU4. Hammersburg. Come on, you chickens. It kind of makes me wonder about this. Does it really cost to maintain having raised the number of knights? Does anybody know? I mean, I know I haven't raised. Actually, the knights don't cost you nothing, but it's better to, say, disband and they'll be redeployed somewhere else very quickly rather than just walk across the country and get to where they are, or where the situation calls for. It's not like we're intervening other people's wars, especially holy wars. Like, say, if I want to join that, but not an ally. And so there's no reason to. Unless they're dealing with a certain pagan menace up there. Those pagans up there just beating each other up. Wish we could send the knights to England to intervene, but our contacts are too far away. And there's still pagans up there. And over in Mercia, still too far. Absolutely no reason to. 42 days, fine by me. We did our job. It's just an idea. Invalid, because the peasants are all gone. Over in Kiev, there's Still pagans up there. Although one would think I would start a holy war and just try to expand and have Zaporizhia and Bithynia, but I have no desire. Oh, now we are glorious, is our dynasty. I was about to say, I have no intentions of going deep into Russian-speaking lands, or even go to the Caspian Steppe. Pontic Caspian Steppe, as it was known in antiquity, nor in the Caucasus. No intentions to do so. And plus, they ain't negotiable. So I guess it should not be advisable. Sicilian Bahranis. You know, I've been wondering. When did the last holdout of the Saldanids lose? Like, when did they disappear? Conquered in the Holy War. So it wasn't until 981. That was some time ago. Cosenza. That was actually the last holdout, I believe. No, it is the same. Conquered by populist revolt. And because of the Avars, Sicilian Bahranis, it's just been formed just recently. Interesting. So yeah, Muslims are still in Sicily. But there is Tuscany, but calls itself High Chief because they took clan over feudalism for whatever the reason. Oh, things are strange over there. My son and heir Karan. So, following the sentence of a lowly thief, I asked my son and heir Karan what he thought. He responded that the sentence was far too harsh for such a small crime. Well, we do know he is sadistic, but I would say the punishment did indeed not fit the crime. Righteous villain. In other words, he's going to be the future Khagan is going to be the kind of person where he'll say, I may be cruel, but I am fair. A renowned trader approached me after hearing rumors of my mighty red hair and offers the services. All I ask is return to small compensation. It's a fierce warhorse, but to move more swiftly is something that he needs to learn. We're training him well. Results can be seen instantly. Dow's money well spent. Now it's fierce and agile. Okay. But remember, my priority is to get these two. And, what else? My original education was intrigue. Since you've been talking Knight of Fairness so much and you've been slightly, I think I'd rather go Scholar all the way. Peasant rabble. Smoky. Piranha Comoro. Yeah, there's still plenty of Orthodoxy around here. We're about to get this converted and we'll start working on it. Gotta start. Gotta start somewhere. Hmm. 22 for the development. Keep it up. Accept the generous gifts. And also I want to say something a little real quick for this part. Still have a son to raise. Accomplished commander, you say? Yeah. Now, remember, later this week here on the Lord Master channel, it's not gonna have just one episode, but 2 episodes of the upcoming series. I'm nodding my head at this. Of this new upcoming series from Crusader Kings 2 HIP, which will be concurrent with the ongoing Pannonian Avars series here. The series will officially be called Manichaean Nomads, where it features the Pecheneg, culture, which is one of the Turkic cultures, I believe. Oh, would you look at this? Red Phrygian cap. Just like the hat of a revolutionary. You know what to do. Call in the elite. And of course, actually take care of this matter. Then once you're done with them, head to there, and then to there. You got it? All in that order. Yeah. Results pretty much speaks for itself. None of the knights retreated. Yeah, the upcoming new translation. More than anything, my quest to be a learned woman is teaching me how much I do not yet know. What more, there must be some knowledge that's been lost to the ages. But as books fall apart or languages are forgotten, perhaps I could contribute making a new translation to one of the classic works. So what would I Oh, son of a beeswax. Thought I had a court tutor. An antiquarian too. There you go. I just need to try to study the language. Learn Serbo-Croatian. Learn Srpsko-Hrvatski. Now, before we pick that choice, let me just say something, finally, uninterrupted this time. That yes, we will be playing as the Pecheneg culture, Pecheneg culture, which, to show you a little bit again, that they live over there, even though I would be playing as this clan that lives down there. And those people are of Turkic heritage. They are horse lords, just like us. But the only difference is that for that upcoming Pecheneg series, is that I will be playing as that clan that are Manichaeans rather than Tengrists. And so it's more of a Manichaean playthrough with just happen to be nomads, because there are no feudal Manichaeans in the 867 start date on the Crusader Kings 2 HIP. Unless you're playing it on Crusader Kings 3 and used more bookmarks and a few other things. I mean, there's already a feudal Manichaean country that's called Kingdom of Kocho over in the Tarim Basin region. Which I might do a series on the Tarim Basin one day, because of one of its mods I'm rather fascinated on. I mean, originally I was thinking of India, but I'm kinda intrigued about what future plans this guy have for those flavor packs on one of his mods. But anyways, this coming Thursday, April 14th, first 2 episodes of the Manichaean Nomad series. And yes, it's on April 14th, Prophet Mani's birth anniversary. And now, let's get back to the series. How about the secret of secrets bestowed to Alexander? Try to get this translated. Try to use my valuable knowledge, as I know well. My translation of Secret of Secrets is coming along, where one section in the version I'm copying gives me pause. My scribes insist that the words on the page mean, as we hold 2 feet and the spirits rising edges of Hunter. Rising edges of Hunter. That cannot be right, can it? Oh, the meaning is obvious. Let me handle this, because I got a high learning skill. I find myself working on translation of secrets for hours under the flickering light of a candle. Often I will barely notice time passing. My scribes remind me, however. My lady, it must be past midnight by now. It is not time to rest. Yes, some sleep will do us all good. Take a drink. One more thing with that Manichaean series upcoming. I've recorded about 10 episodes as of this recording. I've recorded 10 episodes of it, which pretty much tells you how much time I've invested in that new series. Only because it's something totally original to my channel. In the sense of, you know, the scenarios and the mods that goes along with HIP and all that. A specific phrase from Secret of Secrets of it frustrating my translation effort for days. I even started muttering it to myself sometimes. Still struggling with that one, are you? The patriarch has some weighty old tone. One simply needs to know where to look. It says learning challenge, so help me uncover this. It's a 50-50 shot. Translation quality will improve significantly, or he finds a kind of answer, which will improve sight. Horse enthusiast. Hey, no one writes about me. That explains everything. Well, we'll just have to wait till the next ruler, whenever that one passes. There goes those old fingernails. The Zone of Death. An area in Estragon that lies between two small villages and is half a day's journey from one end to the other. It has been notoriously known in local folklore as the Zone of Death. Among other unflattering names, it is said that there are dark energies in this area that cause many unfortunate incidents. For instance, there are stories of unwary travelers passing through who drink the water or eat the food from there, only to be cursed with sicknesses unrecognizable to our doctors that cause them to die weeks later. Many of us outsiders have paid little heed to such stories. There are plenty of mysteries and dangerous places around the world. After all, but now the rumors are spreading, even some merchants from far avoid that area. Excuse me. Whew. I question whether it's really cursed, but who knows? I'm not developing Estragon. Not yet, at least. An excellent translation. My translation of Secret of Secrets finally stands complete. My words rest beautifully on illuminated pages, all protected by a lavish color. That's a bit for the worth's importance. The tome has taken pride of place in my library, and every piece who reads it is mildly impressed by my efforts. Some are already speaking of making copies of their own. This effort taught me so much. Alright. One second. Regarding development. Amazonian, but quick-minded. Monthly growth is 3.1. Still 3.1, as I tell it to. Profit in the halls. Tabar to me. Repent today. Learn the truest truth. Step into the light. Sounds like Manichaeism already. Since Tabar has joined my court, his persistent attempts to convert everyone to his foreign cult have become background noise to my everyday life. Day and night he stalks the courtyards, patrols the hallways, and hides in wait for unsuspecting bypassers in dark corners, ready to persuade him with insistent screeching. My courtiers are exhausted, and after Tabar ambushes me on the way to Chamberpot, I'm inclined to agree with their discontent. Get a weak hook on him. Does that man have money? We can tolerate this and more. He's harmless. I know what I'm going to do with that goof. Should be open-minded. You got a lot of foreigners in your land. As that's usually the case. Fallen Death sends a lowly thief. I asked my son and heir Karan what he thought. He expressed doubts about whether any god would want a realm to be ruled by such a harsh law. This is a lesson of moderation in all things. It's better for you to be temperate, so you can be a little half and half on things. So he's going to be quite a character, even though he's going to be a martial-oriented ruler. when his day comes one day. And Chopin, who is a genius but a bleeder, and yet compare that to him, who is a genius and robust but a bleeder. But strength wins out. To me. The latest work of my acquaintance Duke Miroslav has become all the rage at court of late. The peace deals with feelings of sorrow and loss and is publicly dedicated to a spring of regret. How a cruel mistress's random chance to leave us all in this cursed trance, alone, bereft, without that sweet woman, we wondering where hurt began. I've been a bit stressful lately. So I'll just say, Miroslav, I can say this is truly heartfelt. And I figured it's about time to hold the court, but first, work off some stress. This is not enough, I think to myself. As I put down my training sword, I've been practicing non-stop, but I'm not getting tired. I need a tougher challenge. Yes, something bigger, or perhaps heavier. Something to tire me out. Karan, get over here. Next challenge invigorates me. Now it's time to hold court. Civic rivalry. Mayor Razate, who's been working himself about something, greets me. My cartoon, the dogs of Sigrid think they're better than us, he spews, crackling their haughty jokes each market day. Mayor Bolja, the cursed spawn of hell, needs to be put in his place, and those damn fools made respect the pest, the greatest city in Visegrad. Well, that last part's not wrong, knowing what happened in the future of Hungarian history for those who are familiar. Pest is undoubtedly preferable, but I think it's better if you could just stop this foolishness where they begin, for more development growth. Stop fighting, you two. An envoy from a provincial city, Mayor Valentin of Karantsebes, has come to protest the abuse his city's been suffering at the hand of its neighbor, Suffragan Bishop Zabagan, under the protection of their liege, my vassal Count Zenislav. They occupy and repossess our arable land by force, and threaten the landowners with spiritual damnation and material violence to make them sell their belongings. I beg of you, my lady, do us justice. He is well within his rights. Shadow in the night. A woman who approaches my throne is clearly a commoner, my lady. She begins to speak. I represent the local community of Visegrad. In the last few months, our cemetery has been plagued with the disappearance of bodies. All that had been dug up and left no trace. At first, we feared wild animals or obscure powers at work. But then, your old court physician, Peg Kelty, was caught red-handed hauling the dead away for experience. Please put a stop to this blasphemy. I get it? Just cut it off. Trying to build our nation, damn it. 3.7 this time. I do have enough money to get me some more knights. No price is too steep, beloved red hair. Good. But here's another important language you must learn. That's of the Great Majority. Blatch language. That's Dacian Bulgar, to be exact. And of course, eventually check Slovain whenever he has time. Bag. Oh, a berserker. That's good. Never had one in our ranks pool. Almost there. Very good. Certain kinds of edible berries from Verbosna have gained a positive reputation around parts of the region for their supposed medicinal properties. They're being shipped out in greater numbers to neighboring areas as a result, bolstering their local economy. Very good. As long as any county in your domain has very good medicine county modifier, you have access to buy valuable medicinal berries. So you have this opportunity for 10 years. Again, Verbosna, even though it's got a year left, is also a home of famous pistachios. I guess it's mainly due to the Mediterranean climate nearby, even though the climate of Bosnia tends to vary. A new relaxing hobby. Every now and then, when I wander the countryside, I'll come across wild songbirds. These little creatures flitter and perch on the branches of trees and on rocks as they sing their delightful songs. I found a strangely enjoyable diversion whenever I encounter these creatures, and hearing their singing helps me gain a sense of peace. Perhaps I should do this more regularly to relax. So it's permanent to listen to wild songbirds. If I'm really stressed, then I will have that consideration. Well, how do you like that? We'll see to it. Knighthood. Despite the fact that you're a bleeder, but next year you're gonna be the first person to have not only a martial education, but also that knighthood related trait. Scuddage. This one's for that. You should go for this next, because high partition means you'll get more land whenever, whenever success comes up. Russian Catholic Blade Master. Joining the best force in the world. The core of knights is what it feels like. I'm only feeling fine, but I fear that I will not live past the 60s. Take what you can get. A nosy problem. While relaxing in my courtyard, I noticed one of my young maidservants trying to discreetly pick her nose. To be fair to her, she was very discreet about it, and no one else noticed. On the other hand, it was a rather rude thing to do, as she is still somewhat young, and perhaps she needs to learn proper manners. Oh dear. I'll just say I'll approach her in secret to gently reprimand her about this. Little advice for you. Apostate. There's still a lot of Orthodox people around here. Take your knee. We used to have an alliance with Corinthia, but not anymore. And there's a good reason why. That was my chance. Here you go. The end of the life. My trusted mere red hair is getting old. Her stride is not as swift as it once were, and her fire in her eyes is fading. If I want to keep her lineage alive, I should find a good match for her. I will find a strong stallion. And my friend just died. Stop right there. Who are you? Sure. Again, willing to intervene to wherever we may be deployed for our knights to get themselves into action. My beloved mare, red hair has passed away, but she leaves a strong file behind. I can see. My personality, young one. My friend is still with me in a sense. Rest easy right there. How about Zurjana for Hussein ibn Ali's horse? Staring at stars. From all my evenings watching stars, I have seen with my own eyes what I've only heard above. The stars move at different speeds and reverse their course at different times, but seemingly in large groups. Depending on which celestial spirit they belong to, with the right calculations, one could even predict their movement. My patriarch does not approve. Leave the skies be, the celestial realms for the clergy to know. I will find my answers in the heavens. Every little bit helps. Oh. No, it's just something else I saw that kind of got me slightly confused. Just give me a moment. Anyways, with this coming of age, my devotion of Quran is at an end. With sufficient tutelage, even a child has displayed little natural inclination towards warfare, such as Quran can come true to understand. It's perfect to see such a skill in someone so young. He displays a level of insight that is rare even among veteran commanders. They grow up fast. He's a brilliant strategist. In addition, he's a famous champion. That's tier 4, the Knighthood related tree. A famous champion is known, respected, and perhaps even feared throughout the realm as a paragon of their culture's warrior practices. He's also a reaver, so it won't take much attrition when he goes to places over land. You're in the army now, son. He's got what it takes. What? Yeah. When are you gonna call for the next crusade? I called on our alliance to join me in the Svekian Karachevian subjugation war. Yeah, we'll be there, but you're spending a lot of prestige to get someone like me. Lubava Fedorovna, who is one-eyed and has cancer. Employing renowned blacksmiths to make armor for armies, adding more defender advantage. So you're the one that's attacking. But they do have someone else to ally with them, so yeah, we'll be there. We will definitely intervene on this matter. We deployed here at... where is that exactly? We'll be deploying in Priluk. In Peryaslavo. Is this the right place? Yes. Otherwise the alternative would have been Borispil. But the enemy is over there. And they do have plenty of allies of their own, so this is gonna solve. Now the real question is, can our special corps of knights do it? Because we brought in some real good fighting men recently. Yes. And the knight's effectiveness has just gone up a bit. Thanks to Knighthood. You got 15 days to get yourself straight on everything. Yeah, it's 15 days from Visegrad to Borispil. What's this? Oh, that's nice. But I'll tell you what, we're gonna keep the men in arms back in case things get really ugly out there. So, should be stationed in Novgorod-Zarevsky. While the knights will go into the front line. Even the lowest ranking, well, not rank, but the lowest prowess skill is still very good. Shall be deployed there. So we'll be heading to Svesk. Well, you just be held back there and reserve. There is a ford there. And what's the nearest one? Oh, on the other side. I see no... wait. There isn't. Okay, there it is. Okay then. It's good to know. And this whole conflict zone takes place from Chernigov to Karachev. But it's the Karachev region, along with Novosil, will be the main areas of fighting. It's part of Ruthenia. Just pointing out the geography. It's mainly forests, with some plains, if any. But it's mainly forest. Deployed. Now, what happens if we were to face them in combat? It's higher quality. It's the only thing about it. But winter has come, and I will have the advantage because I am a winter soldier. But keep in mind, they have 2 Karachevian armies. While they have the better commander out there. As far as reconnaissance is concerned. Careful. a good commander, but not a good fighter. They have 3. Okay, well, remember, back in reserve. So we will be there in 9 days. But they're running back. But they have the forests. Unfortunately, they got Bowman and the Metsavatia. Fighting in favorable terrain, but we don't give a damn. Man down! I think you may want to get them over here. Get up here. We severely underestimated the strength, but keep fighting. Probably be too late at this point. Aren't you bastards helping us? Oh God, man down. How can a hard door do this kind of thing without breaking? It cannot be possible. Yet here I am. My heart's beating whilst yours gone quiet. Oh, Karaton, my honeycomb. My life would not be the same without you. At least the memories will remain. They'll try to avenge the losses. While we will be withdrawing all the way back to Vari and to the other side. Hold position. What the f are you doing? Okay, standard procedure. You're gonna have to go with them in rounds here. You're still gonna lose her because you're taking a major river crossing penalty. That is the Desna River. You have to be completely insane to be doing that. That also means when they arrive here, we have to get a new fresh set of knights there. Just the 2 men that we'll be bringing up to come along with us. Including my husband who just passed. You still be around, son. Sorry it went down like this. So what happened? So I was slain by an enemy soldier, and while we were trying to get out of this kill zone, so to speak, in that forest in Lokot, he was one of the best. He had 10 kills, while my husband Khagan Karaton killed 40 of them before he was tragically slain by an enemy soldier while we were trying to pull back. But keep in mind, it does not add to the war score, but the war contribution changed up a little. We had no idea who the hell we were dealing with. So we lost 2 of them. But for now, just hold position here. And wait for the friendly forces to return. It's gonna be a while for them to be here. Oh, hell. Get out of there. At least this area's got fortifications that adds defender advantage along with fighting in forests. Alright, here's the two replacements. Mayor Rasate of Pest and Eberhard. Just in case. Not a good fighter, but fine commander. But need enough. Yeah, before I will return back to the front line, I will listen to wild songbirds. I'll lose some stress and maybe inspired to get a character modifier. So I'll start an excursion to listen to songbirds in Visegrad. The biological context here. The Passeri suborder of perching birds are known as songbirds. Colloquially speaking, consisting of over 5,000 species, they are found all over the world, and famous for their diverse and elaborate bird songs, which have been admired by humans for many different cultures and time periods. My goodness, spending more money on that? Make your way back up here. Head to Svesk. They need you up here. We'll arrive there in 2 months on May 7th. So you got until May 7th to fend off any enemies, and Lord knows what that ally is up to. So I don't know what they're doing in that position there. And plus there's another enemy army there, so I feel that we may have to bring levies in future. We win decisively. Again, we sent our second best. He can cause a lot of enemy fatal casualties there, and in addition, take less casualties on our part. And he's a good fighter too. Again, he's the Duke of Nitra. So, men-at-arms only. And we have many different advantages. But all they got is bowmen, who specialize in forest warfare. And that's the reason why we have the bowmen and the light footmen. They're also good at forests combat. So we'll probably win, ultimately. Today, accompanied by a few guards, I went to a quiet, open clearing in the country, where songbirds are known to congregate. I sit down and relax, and I see several such birds perched nearby. A smile appears on my face as I hear them tweet and sing their little songs. So beautiful, isn't it? The bird heard singing just now was the European pied flycatcher. So I lose some stress because I am humble. And songbirds inspired eloquence and speech for 4 years. Right after you fend off the enemy here. But please remember, the objective is Karachev. That is eventually move up to Kozlik. But yeah, you want to subjugate the whole thing. And don't forget that there's also enemies come from Orsha as well. Look, we may have a ton of soldiers, but I'm not deploying a lot of them. Just yet. But we may consider. Combat started. Can they fend them off? Oh, here's a problem. Holy warrior. We're outnumbered here. But casualties are looking even depending on dice rolls. We got a good roll here. But I fear that we're outnumbered here. Just hold on, man. It may not make a difference, but we're still coming in. Be there in 6 days. We may not have the advantage like we used to, but bearing in mind, I fear that we may have to raise the rest. Unless you want to bring a Knights Templar. You've got a lot of piety. Why the hell not? Bring those guys along, and they'll make quite a difference. Especially this number of levies. It almost makes you think it sounds like that I don't want to bring my levies out there. And just bring someone else to do the dirty work. I mean, it don't cost you nothing much. So they're already deployed. So move up to Vsesk. We sent their professional soldiers, and even then wasn't enough to stop him. Because we were outnumbered. Took quite a bit of knocks, but you caused a lot of damage to them. Did not contribute much to the war score. Yeah, we killed a few. But it's all the men-at-arms. So we killed a lot of their levies and some of the Metsavartia. What'd you get? See the difference? 35, 10, 5. 42, 14, 10, 15. So they have pursuit, so it does counter against light footmen, but it's countered by light horsemen, which we do bring along. That's the reason for such a purpose. So I guess you would have to bring the knights and the men-at-arms together to make quite an effort. But we're coming in because it's going to be a defensive battle. Better army commander than myself, among other reasons. So we're coming in. Have a little bit of revenge. Got them all. Because they didn't retreat. Because we beat them very early on in early battle phase. That's the reason for that. So we captured a few cabans. The Chancellor of the High Chieftain of Karachev. One of their champions of the host of theirs, the Druzian host. Polish-Russian culture. That explains why we got like that. None of these two are good fighters. So they're not worth the time. But do stay here. They'll be retreating back to Preluk. And then they have to get back to friendly lines to reinforce. And then to get to Karachev, the main objective of the war. Don't move in until you say otherwise. Because the larger numbers of enemies are still out there, but our ally is doing well. Knights Templar here are just here to bolster their numbers. Because I had no alternatives. Right, ready to move up. Get up on these hills. Actually, no, that'll take casualty, that'll kill us all. Not these hills either. Okay, we'll stay here then, and then we'll figure something out. You can help with the siege. Can't scout ahead. But should anything happen, let us know. We got plenty of defenses out there. Again, despite the knight effectiveness, it's just one of my good knights was killed in action, and that really kind of brought it down. And plus, that commander of theirs was a holy warrior. Plus, they say the fight was even. But to be fair, we came after them. They had their defensive positions. We kind of did a stupid move. We're supposed to let them come to us, and that would have been more effective. Alright, a sweet roll. A sweet roll recipe. Cooks provide this recipe, can bake a delicious meal. One taste and you're in heaven. On top of the world. Yes. That's one way to have it. So we captured some more people. Actually, check. Those people you have imprisoned. Who are they? Prisoners of war in your army, as it's described. Children. Hey, they're assembling. Stop them. Move up. Caught him on the act. We lost a man. But then again, some of the characters are old, so I think old age might have lost them, but you might want to have that looked at. What happened? It says we lost a man, but it wasn't combat related. Wandering. That man. He left his post. He deserted. Contrite, prolific, melancholic. That man deserted. Otherwise, it would have said, "This is your knight." He's not my knight anymore. Nobody died. He ran. What the hell? But then again, they call him a treacherous ravener, so he saw his opportunity and escaped, but he still respects me. You're one of the good fighters. Plus, you got family here. Get your back to court and serve your country. You're one of the good ones. He ran off the box. Impossible man. So stay in Vorotinsk. There, he's back in uniform. I could get rid of this. Here, put on the sweet roll recipe. Reduce stress gain or increasing stress loss. And guess courtier opinion up. Oh, my friend. The best. Died of old age. Yeah, one of the best. He was my marshal as well, do not forget. That means the night effectiveness won't be as effective, so it'll begin all over again. It's 2 men down. I'm really stressed about this. Poor manners. As a loud belch echoes through the dining hall, all conversation abruptly ceases. My patriarch Bori pats his stomach and grins. Ah, better out than me, Dad always says. His courtiers exchange incredulous glances before my courtier Alphonse looks at me and exclaims, "My cartoon, that was wholly inappropriate. Certainly, you must agree." Oh, come now, like we haven't had to let one loose before. Not much now. It's pretty much textbook from here. %, war score. End the war now. Thank you. Knights Templar has been dismissed because we were fighting an infidel enemy. A plush carpet, vibrant and soft, arrives as a gift from Khaganate. Why would he send me such an exquisite gift, I do not know, but I find ways the carpet is pleasing to touch as the skin of a lover. I think I better get rid of it. There's money in this. Yes, I know I am unmarried, but still, I'm still doing fine, for now. Let's see. Past, present, future. I wonder if people in the past had the same sort of desires and thoughts I do. I then wonder if people in the future will be the same as me as well. And definitely, at the end of the day, we're all people. Works off some stress. Friendly competition. I sometimes hard to find the motivation to remain consistent when exercising by myself. I could try to find myself a partner who then would not only motivate me on bad days, but also be someone that I can compare to myself when tracking my own progress. What kind of companion would suit me the most? Someone I can look up to, someone to keep me on my toes, or perhaps someone I know that I should never aspire to be. Watching Roman struggle will be motivating. See if he becomes athletic too. Well, he's infirm, so he's not going to be around for long. Two things. Develop capital, and then call a hunt. That reduces stress big time. The noise from others have faded away by the time Vassal Count Cardam and I stock up on a fox. We are almost within striking distance of Count Whisper. Now we're finally by ourselves. There's something I have to let you know about Duke Toga. Yeah, what about him? I'm sure he's done stupid things in his life, but I'm the guilty one here, so I'll say no time for chit-chat. I'm getting that fox. The hunt is drawing to an end. Mount our horse to leave the farmlands behind as the servants prepare the fox and other game for the journey back. I have held my share of hunts. People around me have started to take notice. Word is spreading my activities, as I've become a novice hunter, which just adds a little bit of prowess. No need for that. Would like to see an inspired adventurer one day. Like that time when I sent that woman to the Taran Basin. Again with the Taran Basin. So, Sojala. Do you want my horse? Nobody rides it but me. Nobody does, because I'm very, very protective of my horses. My son Karan, he is ready. Think about that. The monthly martial lifestyle experience. What's going on over there? Morgan's tyranny. I know it's not ally either. No. As I'd love to intervene in people's orders to see my knights in action, but they're only going to get better when this is going to be established. That'll work. So now you got 22 months to get this, and another 2 months to scholar. And due to philosopher culture, if you have scholar, that adds cultural fascination progress for at least for a little bit. Every little bit helps to get to heraldry. Sounds like a good idea. Spend money for the horse. I can hold court again. Let's do it. Open carry. Two of my vassals are pushing one another, jostling to reach my throne first. Duchess Uzko bows before me. My lady, murder is wanton in the city streets throughout the Khazakal Khaganate. It would be civilized if we instituted a ban on townspeople bearing arms, at least within city limits. Duchess Voisa kicks her out of the way. Safety is each man learning to protect himself. Banning and carry of weaponry will castrate townspeople. This is coming from two women, in fact. One of our culture and the other of mine. Ladies, we shall solve this safety debate, with violence. Oh, come on. That isn't fair. Where, that kind of combat skill between one another. Carry your weapons upheld at all times. My vassal Count Cardam could barely contain his rage. Erupting. Something must be done about that rat-eyed outsider. Just articulates wildly. I've had quite enough of Count Natan and his ridiculous customs. Everything about him is alien to Turkic virtues. It is time for foreign subjects to adopt more of their betters. Kunzakal is the land of many peoples. Hero of the frontier. Over the last few days I've heard tell of a mighty hero of the peasantry who have won the hearts and minds of common people through incredible deeds and matchless bravery. This hero goes by the name of Tuk, who has been defending the small folk from Georgian raiders, is now traveled away to Visegrad and Siganoni's. There is no doubt that Tuk is the great hero. However, my court is adamant I do not elevate a common beyond the station. You shall be rewarded with the place of my household. Welcome to the army. Should start saving up money for to get those berries. Chopin comes of age. Well, as for you, knowing I have this amount of renown, and knowing I'm the kind of person that says one should get everything, he has slightly better skills than you. So, Haran is the breadwinner. You are not. Those are the rules. If one says otherwise, then they'll be in trouble. So our alliance with Carinthia is back on. Just like how we intervened during their peasant revolt. Wants to write about intrigue for a book inspiration? Legendary and renowned throughout the world. You got it. That's something totally different. And I would love to know the progress of everything with that book. Oh, son of a beeswax. And I don't get a refund for this. Should have looked at his age. Should have looked at his health. Before you be taking such decisions. What a bad investment. But that's life. Life's about either making good investments, and the others are, well, just not as good in value. Every man for himself. A forceful knock on the door clears every bit of drowsiness from my mind. Who disturbs a cartoon at this hour? My late-night visitors, none other than Count Hoodbad. I've to speak to you privately, away from your listening ears. I've discovered something very interesting. Count Hoodbad uncovered the secret of Duke Togat. He's willing to serve you let off the hook. I don't remember giving you a hook on anything. You're a Kunzakal, so tell me the secret. Child surgery. That's what they were trying to tell me earlier? That stupid thing? Well, you could try to blackmail. An old journal. I found a small notebook in the library, fallen behind larger tomes. Though anonymous, I gather it was written by a lady-in-waiting of my... The author vividly describes her life at court back then. The boredom of poetry, the groping hands of Captain B, and the poor hygiene of Lady G. Okay. The most reliable sources of gossip. She wisely never identifies characters by name. No doubt the fear of the diary falling in the wrong hands. She also tells a sad tale of her marriage to an unremarkable husband, whom she bore several children. Apparently at the ultimate cost of her life, since the diary's last entry discusses the discomforts of late pregnancy. This glimpse into the life of the author. Well, don't forget where you came from. Reminds me that little in the castle escapes notice. Curious. One more year. We are developing the heck out of this capital. And look at the size of our levies. It's reached 20,000 because we kept developing our capital. But once our tradition is established, which is only the strong, then we will buy claim interaction. That's an idea. That's an idea. Would make a good wife for... No, not a good wife of anything. This way. But my time's not ready to go yet. Vanity. A merchant from one of the eastern Mediterranean realms is visiting my household. Tore out a shock. The man insists that his servants cut the food up into pieces and then eating the pieces, this thing called a fork. These foreign manners are nothing but sheer vanity. We should respect their customs, even if they are arrogant. Though forks have been found in Europe, particularly in the Roman Empire, since ancient times. The personal table fork only gained popularity in the Byzantine Empire and the Middle East during the early medieval period. The rest of Europe was slow to adopt the fork at first, seeing it as a symbol of access and vanity. In some places in Europe, it wasn't even until the 18th century that personal forks became widespread. Well, that's because gentlemen eat with forks and knives, or whatever that phrase was that came from Serbia, I believe. They had a phrase like that. Huh. I read things, alright? Huh. You have to understand all other peoples around the world, of how they operate and everything. Can't be ignorant forever. Sometimes you gotta learn. Especially I've been learning a lot about Manichaeism lately. But that's for the next series. That'll be coming up this coming April 14th, later this week. Which again will be concurrent with this series. So we will stop this episode right at the beginning of 1100 AD on this new century. In the next episode, she's only going to be around for a few years, is Katyarika, who basically innovated the idea of how to use these knights much more effectively. But they're gonna become a lot more effective with this. Well, this is gonna be our way of saying no slackers allowed. And we'll see what the Blade Master trait bonuses will have. And these martial education traits will also grant prowess. So, you think my son was already a good fighter? Oh, you just wait and see how that goes under the 4th tier of Brilliant Strategist. And combined with the 4th tier of this Knighthood trait. And valued Warlike Courtier. And him being robust. My goodness. But the bleeder thing, well, you can't win at all. So, just hope he doesn't get hurt, alright? And also in that next episode, I'm gonna buy me some berries. Because, I mean, no, it's in Verbosna is where you've got those berries from. In Verbosna, you got until 3 years till you buy those berries. So we'll think about that. So, we hope to see you in the next episode as we will continue to develop Visegrad into becoming quite a grand barony. Especially with other places like Pest. And if you want to help develop it, then maybe we'll invest in the Carpenter's Guild. And this does not have that tradition yet. So, Pest, Red, these 2 cities here, helps with the development, growth, and all that, and more. So, see you in the next episode. Until then, so long for now.